Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got a special guest joining us, Mr. Ori Spado. What's up, Ori?
What are you doing, Bill?
I'm chilling, man. Enjoying
You know,
my
it's,
enjoying New Year's on its way, and just trying to keep the consistency going.
doesn't it feel like Saturday night and it's only Thursday night?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, because the way the holidays coming on Monday. Monday is the
Yeah,
holiday.
yeah. Monday is New Year's Day, so Sunday night is New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah, man, that's a big change for everything.
Rah rah, what's going on? Slayer Mob Tube, how are you? Love the late night shows. Big Boy Blue, what's going on? Salvatore, how are you? Pope, got a lot of people in the house. We got 13 so far, and it's only getting stronger. Joe Cerna, how are you, man? Salute to the veterans out there. So what's up with you,
Everyone.
Ori? How you
Hello,
been?
everybody. I hope
Nico,
you're all
what's up,
doing well
man?
today. How you
Did
doing?
you have a good Christmas, Ori?
Yeah, well, when you get older, things get different. Your kids are all older, your grandkids are all older. The last two great Christmases I had were the first 2 years when I came out of prison, when we went down to Florida and we had the whole family down there, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
But the grandchild, my youngest grandchild now is 22 years old, and I think
Yeah.
my oldest is 35. So, all these kids, they got their own lives, their own jobs, their own homes, and
Their own
everything.
families.
Yeah, so, things get different. But as far as the holidays are concerned, you know, I'm not that much of a holiday. I get in the mood of the holidays, don't get me wrong. But to me, it's just, especially on Hollywood, because in Hollywood, this town closes up for the month of December.
Yeah,
You know,
what time does everything shut down? I saw you driving through the streets and all the Christmas decorations. I wonder how much they
yeah.
spent on that in Hollywood.
Oh, they spend a lot of money, but they do an awesome job in Beverly Hills. It's really seriously beautiful. I love it. Yeah,
It's
they do
really
a great
safe.
job.
It's really safe out
Huh?
there, right? It's safe out
What?
there in Hollywood. Certain spots, right?
Yeah, I tell you what, it's nowadays they're coming in from other areas to rob the people in Beverly Hills and in the higher rent areas. Yeah, they're following the people to their homes. They're robbing them in grocery stores. I mean, it's getting crazy. It's not good. And but we do have probably one of the best police departments around here in Beverly Hills, and they're very quick on responding.
What's good, Maddie? How you doing? So today we're gonna talk about New Year's Eve and some of the New Year's Eve, how you spent it, and some of the ways I've spent New Year's Eve. I remember being in prison when uh, I was in prison for a whole bunch of New Year's Eves, but the one that sticks out in my mind is 1999. 98 to 99. It was wild. I was in a level 4 prison and people were banging on the doors, screaming, and it feels like the end of the world's coming pretty much when you're in
So
prison.
we had those were every time we got locked down at MDC Brooklyn, it was like that. Fucking yelling, screaming, clanging on the doors.
You know,
Yeah, I don't know if
when
you.
you're in a level 4, that's it. That's like a holding facility though. When you're in a level 4 prison with all killers, it's kind of different. It's a different atmosphere.
Well, we had a lot of killers in MDC. You had in MDC, you got everything.
Yeah, it's a
You
holding
got
facility.
from it's a
That's
holding facility, so you got people of every type of crime there is.
yeah. I'm talking about where I was a bunch of lifers. They all had life. Most of them, 98% of the people there had life, and it was very respectful to each other. They were really respectful to each other, but then certain things would happen and it would disrupt the flow of things, you know.
Oh, I'll tell you,
And
I see some fights. I'll never forget one fight, and it broke out right after they opened the doors for us for dinner. And what they did is MS-13. You know who they are.
yeah,
They're very serious fucking guys. And they brought a fucking rat in from
what?
MS-13. Yeah. And I'll tell you, when those doors opened, they went after this guy. His ear came off. They almost killed him. Almost fucking killed him. Of course, we got locked down again. But
They killed a guy right before
they,
New Year's,
they,
matter of fact, or it might have been right after. I'm not really sure. I don't really remember. I could look it up. But one of the inmates killed his cellmate in the cell, dragging him out of the. They dragged him out, and I'm looking down and see he's got a sheet tied around his neck. So
yeah,
to
yeah. I,
you were around some people around New Year's Eve back in the day, and I'm going to show you some pictures if you remember. Look at the picture in back of me. You remember that
O.J.
guy?
Simpson. O.J., yes. You know, I used to see O.J. all around town because, we went to the same night spots and so forth, but I never knew him. And until it was New Year's Eve, I can't remember what year. This is before he killed his wife. And there was a restaurant on Pico Boulevard, Joe Stellini, who was a friend of O.J.'s. I think Joe was maybe a former football player himself, too. I can't remember. Anybody want to Google it? Joe Stellini was a good friend of O.J. But we were at that party, and he was there with his wife and so forth, and we mingled. And really, it was no big thing. Uh, I knew he was a player, and he played around a lot. But my very dear friend, his name was Joe Esposito. And for those of you who know the history on Elvis Presley, you will know that Joe Esposito was Elvis Presley's left hand man. He's actually the guy who found Elvis dead.
On the
And
toilet bowl, right? Found him dead on the
yeah,
toilet bowl.
in Nashville. Yeah, it was Joe who found him. Now, Joe owned a limousine company over here with offices on Sunset Boulevard. And so my car was in the garage and I needed a car for the weekend. And so they let me take one of the limousines. But on Monday morning, Joe calls me and I said, Joe, I needed another day. He said, no, we need the car. He says, we got to pick up OJ and get him to the airport. He's got to go to Chicago. And I said, well, Joe, I need the car. He said, look, Ori, you got to go to the house. You got to pick up OJ and drive him. I said, Joe, there's no fucking way I'm going to drive anybody. I'm not a limousine driver. I said, especially OJ.
You're like,
I
take the
said,
damn hat and just drive him, Ori.
right. I said, here's what you do. I said, call Emilio, who was a regular driver for OJ. And Emilio also happened to be one of my guys. I said, tell Emilio to meet me at the house on Rotterdam. And I'll take Emilio's car and I'll give him the limousine. So I pull up to Rotterdam. I pull up to the house, and the gates open up. Emilio's already there with his car. OJ's in the middle of the fucking driveway. I parked the fucking car. OJ is living like hell, like you screaming at his wife. And she was a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
She didn't deserve it. He screamed at her, she screamed at him, and it was just going on and on. And I'm just standing there waiting for something to happen. But it didn't. Finally, Emilio just took the car and put OJ in the car, and they took off. And I followed them out of the driveway and left. But when it came down about the killing, yeah, there's Joe. He just passed away recently too.
Oh, you
Joe
did?
was a great guy. Yeah, great guy he was. Yeah, I met Priscilla with him. She used to come to the office. All the guys that were with Elvis, they used to come there. You know, I mean, Joe had every client in Hollywood who was anybody as a
I'm
client
sure
there.
having Elvis as a what was he, an assistant for Elvis?
Yeah. I'll
Yeah, I'm
tell you a
sure he
story.
was.
You're going to laugh your ass off how stupid I am. Joe gave me a reclining chair that belonged to Elvis. He had it in one of his homes here in Hollywood. And the chair was old. It was comfortable as a bastard. It was a nice chair. It was old. Fucking idiot thing I did. You won't
Chucked it.
believe it. I had
Chucked
it
it.
reupholstered.
No.
I had it reupholstered.
Oh man.
I said, so what? It still was Elvis' chair. No, it's not his chair no more. No,
What did it look like? Shag carpet on it or something?
it was a leather reclining chair. And yeah,
The
and
Cajun
my
and Brittany
daughter,
says my new favorite show.
who? Who's that?
The Cajun and Brittany says my new favorite show.
Well, good. Thank you, folks. I like that. Hey, last night, several of you went to my YouTube and subscribed. Now, seriously, folks, I'm going to ask you for a big, big favor. How many people we got here?
31 at the moment.
31.
31
I
that
need
count.
to, I, I need to get to 1,000 followers on my YouTube. I
You're
got to
at
get to my
six.
first 1,000.
You're at
Uh,
688 right now at the
I'm
moment.
688. So I need 318 more, folks. So if you all would kindly please go there, even if you never watched my show, but you're going to love my shows if you watch them. I guarantee that. And because I'm
The
going to have
link,
some exciting, I'm
the
going to have
link is in
exciting
the chat.
Hollywood people. But the more followers I get, okay, then the bigger Hollywood people I could bring in. And there's going to come a day, folks, where you're going to see on my show, you'll see Tom Cruise. You'll see people like that on my show because I can get them.
I know you can.
But,
A lot of
I'm not going to have them come up and waste their time for a couple hundred people.
yeah. So everyone in here, go subscribe to Stories with Ori. I dropped the link in the chat. Go subscribe. Come right back. And the link will be in the description of this video. Make sure you tell him I sent him because I'm getting 90% of his revenue when he starts getting paid. Steve, what's
What do you
going
mean?
on?
You're going to have to start sharing your revenue with me
Michelle, how
over
are you? Now we'll cut it up, Corey.
here.
I'll give you an envelope at the end of the month.
We got some ladies in here.
Yeah, there's a bunch. There's Michelle. How are you, Michelle? There's I don't know, a whole bunch. They're all mixed in.
You know who the biggest buyers of my book is?
Women.
Woman. My publisher told me that there years ago. I thought it was crazy, but it's accurate.
You got two
Women
new
are the
subscribers,
biggest.
man. You got two new subscribers already, Ori.
Yeah,
That's what they said.
beautiful. Thank you, folks.
Yeah, you got 694 now, Ori.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Ori's a woman magnet. Who are some of the
yeah.
women that you came across in your time out in Hollywood, Ori? I know you met some pretty famous women out there.
I did know a lot of famous women, and you know there was one woman, one female, that wrote me while I was in prison. This woman, at one time, was every man's dream. Let's see if somebody can figure it out.
Every man, I know who you're talking about.
Every man's dream.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Oh,
From Gilligan's Island,
you
right?
got it.
Yup.
Tina Louise. Tina Louise.
Everyone loved that girl.
Yeah, I dated her.
What was it before you went to prison and then you were
Bef- be-
writing?
Before I went to prison. And she is the only woman that wrote me in prison. And I mean, my daughter did, of course, my daughter. Thank God for my daughter. Somebody said he knows my daughter's control.
People are crazy, man. The trolls are real. Like
my
they
daughter,
are
my,
real.
my daughter, if he said anything bad about me to my daughter would kick his ass.
Probably.
My little princess, are you kidding me?
People
She
are
just
nuts
bought
out
me,
there.
for Christmas, she bought me a new espresso cups.
I've been
Yeah,
having espresso lately. The little cups, right? You
yeah,
pack it down. Yeah, I like
yeah,
espresso, man. Gives you a
yeah, I
little
love it.
kickstart in the morning.
Right. Now, a lot of you folks know, and you see me around, you see me, in other interviews that I've done over 150 of them. And one thing that you got to attest to is I never talk bad about anybody.
No, you don't.
Yeah. And I'm not going to. I'm not going to be talking bad, not even about the rats. Let other people talk about them. Okay? I don't like rats, don't get me wrong. Okay? But, I feel if I start talking to them, all I'm doing is giving them an endorsement. Okay? The more you talk about the rats, the more you're endorsing them. Okay? And this is why they got so many followers. Now, you got
Hey,
to
man.
remember something. And I wrote this in somebody's chat. Okay? Informants lie when they get on the stand and testify. They lie when they give proffer statements. So what the fuck do you think they're going to do when they're in front of people who don't know anything about the life? They got a ticket to lie.
Yeah.
It's like when Richard Nixon signed the RICO Act into law. He gave, and it states that if you do the research on the RICO law, he gave the FBI, the U.S. Attorney, and law enforcement the ability to lie and get away with it.
Well, the reason why I go after them is because they're not going to come up here and spew their bullshit and not have anyone protesting it or
Right.
counteracting what they're saying. And I'm going
Yeah.
to show that they're fucking liars. I've
Yeah.
exposed John A. Light already. I exposed Dominic. They're all fucking rats. Anyone that is buddy buddy with them, they're not your friend. They have no loyalty to anybody. And I tell the truth on what they are. And if they don't like it, too fucking bad. I don't know what to tell
And
you.
I'm going to tell you another sector that's just as bad as the rats. And that's the so called mob historians. They irritate the hell out of me. These guys read a fucking book and they think they know about the mob. Are you kidding me? They read old newspaper things and they become historians. You could read the same goddamn stuff yourself.
I know.
It's like these pundits we got on cable news. They're not news people, they're pundits. They're giving their opinion. And
Yeah.
I heard two of these so called historians on a show talking about the Buffalo mob. And there was not one thing that they were correcting. And I'm going to tell you something. I knew Maglioka when he was Magadino, Stefano when he was the boss. I knew Joe Tadaro. I met Joe through Jimmy Cacci. And we're going to be talking about Jimmy Cacci and Joe Tadaro. Joe Tadaro was one of the best bosses in the country. He was a member of the commission. That's him there. Owns the biggest pizza place in Buffalo. They got more delivery trucks on the road than any place else.
It's
Thank
still
God they're in
operating.
Buffalo.
It's still
Still
operating,
operating.
right?
Joe passed away. There are three, actually, there's three Joe Tadaro. That's his son, Joe Jr., and Joe Jr. has a son, Joe Tadaro also. Joe Tadaro Jr., he's about a year or two younger than I am. So we're close to the same age. But I'm going to tell you something. Jimmy Cacci grew up with Joe Tadaro. Jimmy Cacci was the skipper out here. He was the underboss of Los Angeles, and he was the boss of Palm Springs. His best friend was Ori Spado. On Monday mornings, there'd be a knock at my door at 7 a.m. It would be Jimmy Cacci. He'd leave the desert about 5:30 a.m., drive to Los Angeles, and he'd stay with me the entire week until Friday, and then drive back to Palm Springs.
What kind of things would you do? What would you do when you guys would be hanging out?
Oh, man, Jim, we did so many fuck. We made a lot of fucking money, I'll tell you. Jimmy would bring me deals, and Jimmy didn't know how to read or write. He learned in prison how to read or write. Jimmy did as many years in prison as Sonny Franchise. Okay,
30 something, right?
30 something years total. He began in Attica many years ago. Okay, on a deal on something that he did with Russell Buffalino. He ended up in prison in Attica. His brother was a singer. His brother's name, his stage name was Bobby Milano. His real name was Charlie Conchi. And, well, I'm telling you people this story. What am I going to say when we do the show Saturday night?
Yeah,
I
we're
better tell you. I'm going to tell you the rest then.
yeah,
Okay, you're
we'll
going to
pull
love it.
something out.
You're going to learn how much Sam Giancana loved Jimmy Conchi. Paul Vario loved Jimmy Conchi. Joe Denti loved Jimmy Cacci. Everybody, Vincent the Chin. He and Jimmy, when they were younger, they boxed each other.
Who won?
I don't know. Never asked. But I'm gonna tell you, Jimmy was a fucking good cook, man. Oh my God, he cooked. I'll tell you, baby, and remind me on Saturday night to tell you about a trip that Jimmy and I made around the country. How we left Palm Springs before Christmas and went around the country. How we stopped in Florida, New Orleans. How we stopped all along the way. And the FBI knew every fucking place we stopped at.
Sitting there waiting
Because,
for you, right?
because one person the Jimmy, we were doing the work for somebody. And that guy was a fuck, was start telling the FBI everything. We didn't get in no trouble for it, but the FBI were thinking, on the other hand, that that Jimmy was bringing me around the country because they thought I got made, and he was introducing me to everybody.
Yeah, because back in the day, that's how you used to have to do it. You would have to physically introduce them to people. You wouldn't be able to just say, "Hey, he's good. Have
Right.
this guy introduce him to this guy." That didn't work
Yeah.
like that, right?
No, it don't work like that. You got to bring them around the country and introduce them. And I mean, shit. I mean, in New York City, Joe Dante had a restaurant on 50 something street called Guido's. And all the guys, we had dinner with like 17 fucking guys. It was crazy of the people that were at that table. But, and then Buffalo, oh my God. Buffalo, everybody's Jimmy's cousin.
Yeah.
Well respected he is. And, uh, and then on to Chicago we went. You know, and Jimmy Conchi is the one guy that I miss the most, being an old man. See, Jimmy, he was always dressed dapper.
Like me, right?
And, yeah. And we'd be in a restaurant. Jimmy, one thing he learned in prison, he learned how to draw cartoons. And he was good at it. And
was
he'd be in the
was he
kitchen
selling them?
and no, never saw him. Never saw him. You see a little kid with a mother or father, and he'd get a piece of paper, he'd draw a thing, and he'd go over and give it to the little boy. The kid's face would be beaming. I
Really?
mean, I see Jimmy, he must have thousands of them that he's done
Rick
all
James
over.
was from Buffalo. Glitch says
Who was? Rick
Rick
James?
James. You ever meet Rick James?
No,
Who are some of the
not
other
too.
people you've met along the way, Ori?
Well, it's I got Frank Costello was one of the first people I met. Russell Buffalino, Carlos Marcello, just to name a few. Meyer Lansky. Yeah, I know Meyer.
This was a long time ago, huh?
Yeah, and those were good people, folks. Good people. And I got most of them in my book here. And I think Saturday night I'm going to do a reading from my book. I'll do a little reading. Okay. I have Bill pick out a page and I'll start reading from whatever page Bill picks out. How's that sound?
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
Yo,
So we'll do that.
when you eventually pass away, you tell the people where you're gonna be buried, who you're gonna be buried next to. You lucky bastard.
Farrah Fawcett, Natalie Wood, Marilyn Monroe, Dean Martin. I'm going to be at the Hollywood Cemetery here, folks. And right off, it's off of Wilshire Boulevard in Westwood.
How much
And
did that block cost, Ori?
a couple of grand.
You got
It's not even,
703. You got 703 subscribers now, Ori.
really, thank you, folks.
Yeah.
God bless you. I got over the 700 mark. Now we got to get it up to 1,000.
No,
You
you'll get
folks
it.
are awesome. Folks, I'll tell you what, you get me to 1,000, I'm going to talk all night Saturday. Okay? So get all your friends to subscribe and let's get it rolling. But I'm going to
Shit,
tell you some stories
maybe
Saturday night.
maybe Saturday
Stories
you
that I
could
have.
give away a book or something. Maybe you could give
Yeah,
away a
yeah.
book.
Figure a contest out that I can give an autographed copy away. Okay? Something, how somebody could win one.
Yeah.
Okay? you figure that out, Bill. I'm going to leave that up to you, and I'd be more than happy to do that.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Okay. Folks, there is my son, hopefully he posted tonight or tomorrow. He'll be posting it. It's Beyond Stories with Ori, and it's just me talking and not interviewing anybody. And I give you my thoughts about everything that's going on in YouTube, all the bullshit, the trolls, and all that kind of garbage. And uh,
When I
you
first
know,
met you, Ori, when I first came on the scene, right, and I first met you, I didn't know about all these people. You got a phone call or something, right? I didn't know about all these people and like what their intentions were. I didn't know, like, a lot of them were lying through. I can't hear you. You got no audio. You probably got to go out and come back in. It'll reset it. Here, just go out and hit the link again. Just go out and hit the link again, Ori. What's going on, Maureen? How are you? Now you got to go out all the way and then hit the link. Here, I'll boost you out and you just come back in. Bam, there he goes. Maureen, how are you? Rah rah, what's going on? Glitch. Kazan and Brittany, what's going on? Carlos, my stepmother was a godchild to Mr. Carlos. Damn. The truth. What's going on? Someone commented and said, "Oh, you know so much about the mob, so I don't know what their point was."
Sure, somebody was calling me, and
I tried to hit the button that I was busy,
Sometimes it resets
and
it
then
once when people call, it'll mess everything up. It's
yeah,
all
wait till and I'll text you and tell you who it was.
good. So tell us about the story, the new episode of Stories with Ori. I'm gonna show your page. Big Boy Blue, what's going on? Yeah, so when I first came on the scene, I remember that guy Hootie, and the guy was all over the shows like A Light and Barillo. I didn't know who these people were. I had no clue. So when I first came on the scene, I started doing shows with Hootie. I didn't know he was an informant, didn't know he cooperated. And then when I find out, boom, I cut him off. And then the attack started. But obviously I kept it moving, and look how successful I've been without that guy and without all that negative bullshit. I got over 8,000 subscribers and it's steadily growing. Wait, 8,100 subscribers. Let me reiterate that. And it's growing every day. Every single day there's like at least 20, 30 new people every single day. A lot of people watch this show every week, and I'm just happy with the direction things are going.
Well, Bill, I'm proud of you. I saw you from the beginning, and and one thing that I like people who are doing positive things, change their life as you have done to make your life better and not go back into the crime and things that you did that you ended up in prison for. And you work at it every day, and I'm very proud of you, son. I got to tell you
Thank you.
that.
Appreciate that, Ori.
So, and that's why I'm here, folks. That's why I come on Bill's show. Other people want to talk about it, they don't like it. They can go fuck themselves. I don't care.
They're watching though. So keep watching. If you're watching, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Don't just watch and not comment. Hit the subscribe button, or I can put you in the bathroom.
Now
So
let me tell you how I ended up buying this spot on the wall over at the Hollywood Cemetery. My
yeah, let
friend
me
Francesca She has a spot there, and her brother is there. And she lives in Boca now. But she came out here. She comes out, and she'll be here next month again. All right. And we went there, visit her brother. And she said, Orlando, you should be here. You could buy one of those there and be right there. And I looked around now. I love high rise buildings, folks. Okay? I love high rise. And this is in Westwood. All right, which is all high rise buildings. Wilshire Boulevard is probably one of the busiest streets in Los Angeles. I like to hear the sounds of the cars going by. And then I looked around. I saw Natalie Wood, Farrah Fawcett, Dean Martin, Marilyn Monroe, Hugh Hefner, and so many, many more. I said, shit, this is perfect for me. And I went and I bought the spot, and it was the Ori Spado, the accidental gangster.
Glitch says
And,
Ori's in LA.
huh?
Glitch says Ori's in LA.
Yes.
Hollywood, right?
Yeah, I'm
Or
in Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills. There's a difference between Hollywood, Beverly Hills, right?
Yeah.
I've been out there one time, Ori, just once, long time ago. I've been out to LA and San Diego, so I have a little experience on the West Coast, not a whole bunch. But I was gonna come out there a few months back, but my ass couldn't get on the plane, man. I don't like to fly.
I
One
don't
of
blame
my
you.
It's one of my I ain't getting on that fucking plane, you know? I'm just not doing it. I feel like once that thing starts going down, you're trapped. You can't get off. You can't like get out of the way. I'm gonna save myself. Like you're not gonna do that. Not on a plane.
Well, I think there's a scene in the movie Midnight Run. Okay, yeah, there was. How they were on the airplane, De Niro and Grodin in Midnight Run. That was written by George Gallo, who's writing and directing The Accidental Gangster. And hopefully within the next couple of weeks, I have a script in my hand. But George does not fly. He had a problem when he left Florida one time about the plane going up, coming down, something fuck. He said that he hasn't taken a plane ride since. And when he's going to direct a movie, like I know the last two movies he directed with Morgan Freeman were in Mississippi. George rents a camper and he drives cross country in the camper. And that's
I
where he
don't mind
lives.
taking the train. I don't mind it, man.
Train
Staxx will
is
be linking up
nice.
with Chad Marks
Train is nice.
for more drives around. Shout out to Chad Marks. I've been all over the country with Chad Marks. Chad's a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Philly. I've been to Rochester, New York City, all over the place, man. Washington, D.C. I met with prosecutors, judges. I met with John Gleason, the guy who put away John Gotti. He's helping get inmates out now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He's not a judge no more? Bill?
No, I haven't talked to him in forever,
No,
Talia.
Gleason's not a
I
judge
don't
anymore?
no, I don't believe so. He might be. Nah, I don't talk to Calandra. I haven't talked to him in over like a couple of years. But I don't wish bad on any of them people. I just don't deal with them. I don't deal with any of them. I don't have no time for it, Too much drama for me, man. When I shut all this shit off, I have other things going on. I don't have time to be focused on the bullshit online.
Yeah.
A lot of people, this is their whole life. This is what they live for. They sit around, talk shit about people, get their ass kicked. And then they want to press charges against people. I don't get it, but
How can you be
hey,
a fucking tough guy?
yeah, be a
Be
tough guy,
no
get your money.
threats, but then if something happened to you, you pick up the phone and call the police. Why don't you just
That's
grab your fucking bat and go after those guys yourself?
because they're pussies, man. Because they can't. Because they're straight up pussies.
You
That's
know?
the bottom line.
But
There is
anyways,
no.
look at, Saturday night, folks. Saturday night, I'll be here. All decked out for you. It's gonna be my last show for the year. So I'm
Here,
gonna give you guys some good information. That's not my book and not
check this
elsewhere.
out. You know who this is, Ori? He put away Carmine Persico too, man.
Who is he?
That's John Gleason.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Boy, he's young.
Nah, he's about 60, probably 60. I don't know exactly how old he is. I can tell you.
Sponsoring this and to Aleph and especially for asking me. I can't tell you how flattered I was and remain to be asked to talk about job.
Yeah, he is a judge still. He's 70 years old, man.
70.
70 years old.
In his courtroom, just when he thought he was making a little progress, training me how to be a trial lawyer, I became his colleague on the Eastern District bench.
The Eastern District of New York. He was
Yeah, that's where I was.
yeah, he was probably the prosecutor when you were there, Ori.
Yeah, he was. I remember his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was at Rewrite the Sentence Summit for federal inmates to be because to be released because when they changed the laws, right? Like on some of these drug cases and things like that, when they changed the laws, it didn't go retroactive. So the inmates who are still in prison, they don't get to the benefits of that law. It's only new cases that come into the court. So all the people that are in prison for the law that's changed, they still have to serve their sentences. It's total bullshit. So that's what Rewrite the Sentence is for. It's trying to change the law so that all those people that are still in prison can have a chance at freedom.
Super. My judge was Judge Brian Cogan. And he's the same judge that was for El Chapo Guzman. I found him to be a good judge, I gotta be honest. All judges, though, are very smart people. I haven't met a dumb judge yet.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience with judges, but I met quite a few when I was in DC.
Yeah.
Prosecutors, judges, I'm like, damn, I never thought I'd be in the presence of all these people, like all this law enforcement type people, you know? This is John Gleason. He's the one that made the deal with Sammy the Bull.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Reality Report, how you doing, man? Joe Blunts, what's good? Big Boy Blue. We got 37 people in the house. A lot of people subscribe to your channel, Ori.
Yeah? How many people we got?
I don't know. I'm checking right now. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Ori's channel. He's trying to get to 1,000 so we get them paychecks rolling in. 704.
Okay.
It's going up, man. Here, I'll drop the link in the chat. If anyone wants to subscribe to Ori, go subscribe and come right back. If anyone has any questions for Ori, feel
Let me
free.
get my cigarettes.
Yaz says Chris Colombo calls Sammy a blowjob because he is one.
I saw that show. Man, I saw Columbo said blowjob, blowjob, blowjob. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why he had the other guy on there. What the fuck was that for? That guy's a rat lover. He's got a rat lover next to him, talking shit
Yeah,
about the rats. Dude's best friends with all these fucking rats. Areola, uh, Ruggiero, fucking Barillo. So make that make sense to me. Make it make sense. It just makes no kind of sense to me. These fucking people are living weird. Or are you ever at Friar's Bar in Los Angeles area back in the day?
Friars. Yeah, I was a member. I was a member of the Friars Club. You mean? Somebody asked that question. Who was it? Friars
Blake,
Club. Yeah, right
Salvatore asked him.
on
Asked you.
yeah on Santa Monica Boulevard here. Yeah, the Friars Club. Yeah, that's
Sinatra and
where
Sammy
D.
Davis.
Yeah, I met them all there. Yeah. And then, I mean, I'll tell you a story about the one in New York. Holy fuck. The night before, I'm at Sonny's house, and there was a big dinner. His wife, and Tina, Sonny's wife, was a great cook. And his former daughter-in-law came. Daughter, she was a beautiful girl. She was gorgeous. She lived somewhere upstate New York. She was a model. She was married to Carmen, Sonny's oldest son, who had nothing to do with her life. And this girl, I mean, when me and Sonny were like in the parlor, and then when dinner was ready and we walk in the kitchen, okay, she said, Ori, I'm saving this for you. And she got me fucking sitting next to her, and I'm feeling her. She's coming on to me. And I don't know what to do. And she was gorgeous. Trust me, I wanted to do her.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're talking and we're talking and Sonny said, yeah, Ori's a member of the Friars Club. Why don't we go there tomorrow? Yeah, I said, yeah, let's go. So the next day, me, Sonny, and Johnny was with us. And there were another couple guys that came. And she shows up. This girl shows up. I forget her name now. And she's all fucking over me. And I'm embarrassed. I don't know what to do. You're not supposed to fool around with anybody else's wife, but this is an ex-wife. But it is Sonny's
Yeah.
ex-daughter-in-law.
It don't matter. Like you're just
And,
not supposed to cross that line,
you know,
right?
and so when we leave the club and we're walking her to her car first. She puts her arm in my arm. And Sonny and Johnny are walking behind me. I don't know. I thought it was death. We walk her to her car. She gets in. She leaves. Now me and Sonny, we turn. We were walking down, I think, Fifth Avenue. I said, Sonny, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I said, you see, I'm not making any move over there. Don't worry about it, buddy. He says, she's like that. Don't worry about it. I said, you sure it's okay? Yeah, don't worry about it. I never saw her again, thank God.
You
But
got
Jesus
home and called it
Christ.
right away, right?
Holy fuck. Never forget that. Yeah, so.
What do you think of all this beef with John Sonny France or what's his name? Uh Michael Francis and Joey Merlino. What do you take of all that?
Well, Michael he's the biggest guy out here on YouTube, okay? Make no mistake of that there. And he's probably one of the smartest guys also, okay? What Michael has done is work for him, and he is the biggest. So I doubt if anybody's going to take him down.
I don't know,
You could
man. He's got
you could take
competition
down.
with Joey.
It's not
'Cause
competition. Michael's in a different league.
I don't know.
Okay? Yeah.
I don't know, man. I beg to differ.
You got to remember, Michael does have a large religious group behind him.
Yeah, but there's been some new information that has come out about Michael that he's been involved with some murders and he's been lying to a lot of people. There's evidence of this, like concrete evidence that he ordered a murder of a guy who was doing drugs with his sister.
I don't think Michael ordered that
He
murder.
was involved. Maybe he didn't order it, but he's involved.
I had to read those papers exactly and see how they are written and what they say. I think he might have been aware of a discussion of it. Uh, there's a lot of talk about that. You got to remember, Joey was a partner, a full partner in that gasoline. That was huge
Listen,
money.
the guy who they killed was the guy he took over the gasoline business.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
killed him, took over the
Yeah,
gasoline business, and now Michael's this big kingpin with all the gas business.
yeah, but no,
So
they were both kingpins for a long time.
yeah, but he
All
got
right. It
killed.
was that guy who introduced Michael to the Russians and how Michael got involved in it. It was that guy and Michael were part. What the fuck's his name now? Irizo. Larry? No, not Larry. Was it Larry?
Larry, it was Larry. Yep,
Champagne Larry. Champagne
yep.
Larry. Okay. Uh, yeah. I
He,
don't think that's going to have any effect on Michael.
you don't think so? I don't know,
No.
man. I think it could have a pretty big blowback from it, and I don't know. There's just a lot of shit going on right now. A lot of talk.
I don't see Michael making any retaliation on that there.
We'll see. We'll see what he does in the future. And Joey Merlino just started this podcast, right? He's already got
Yeah, but Joey
41,000.
said, one thing about Joey said he's finished with Michael. Now he showed the papers.
Yeah, and he'll
And
move
there's
on to the
and,
next thing.
and there are other papers too besides those. There's other paperwork besides those.
I'm sure. And I'll get the paperwork. Don't worry. I'm not finished with Michael. I got
Now,
time.
I don't have the time to waste, folks. I'm going to be 80 years old next December, so I'm not going to get involved in anybody's war. Let them fight their own fucking wars because I got mine that I got to fight. Okay, like Bill. All right, this social media is not the only thing that I do in life. I do other things, and I got a lot of things on my plate that I got to get done. And at the age of 80 or 79. I ain't stopping. I'm going to continue. And if I can give you good content, if I can help you do things in a positive way, if I can help you, you could do a little thing and help us all make this world a better place, then we achieve something. But me to get involved in all these fights and all these arguments, it's not going to do me any good. Okay?
What?
All
So
right?
what's your plans?
I know more of the truth when it comes to the Frank Hayes entire family than most people. Like those assholes think I don't know them. Okay, you're full of shit. I wish the fuck I didn't know them because if I didn't know Sonny, I would not have had two fucking indictments in my life.
Yeah, you wouldn't have
Okay?
spent all that time in MDC and fucking floating around the country and all this
Right.
bullshit.
So, you know, uh,
And I'm not getting involved in any of their fights. It's a one-sided fight over here. I do my content, I explain things, I move on, you know.
yeah,
And Michael's not the target of my of what I got going on. I got other people that are waiting to ping
yeah.
them off the fence with my BB gun.
You know, don't we have enough fighting going on in this fucking world? Okay? You know, I look at these people, that, you know, the Palestinians, they're out there marching, they're against the war. Okay? Women and children getting killed. There's not a fucking war in the history of the world where women and children had not been killed accidentally. It's just part of the war game. That's why there's a saying, all is fair in love and war. And it happens, folks. It's pathetic. I admit it, but it happens. But we become more aware of it now because every news team has got somebody on the ground over there in Ukraine and in Israel
And it's
and these other wars.
propaganda. It's a lot of propaganda war, and they're fighting it with these videos. Every
Right.
time I turn on social media, I see disgusting images of things I wish I'd never seen, man. It's terrible.
Yeah. And don't forget, it's all about money. And it's money for every side. Okay? I mean, I got people, they calling Joe Biden Zelensky's ATM machine.
Pretty much sums it up.
You know? And look at it. I mean, that's their fucking war. If we didn't give them any money, where would they be now?
They'd be part of Russia.
Maybe, maybe not, because they're fighters. They've been fighting.
Yeah, but they wouldn't last long, man. We're the ones that giving them all these weapons, all this other shit. Like they wouldn't be able to handle Russia. We're the ones backing them for it. So we're the reason why they're staying afloat. If they didn't have us, they'd be screwed.
Yeah.
Hey, did you hear this new interview with Sammy the Bull?
No, which one is this?
So Vlad asked Sammy if anyone ever tried to R-word him in prison. And he said, "Me? Nah," he said, "Me, I would F them to death." That was his answer. He still wants to be the Gambino family underboss. Here,
Yeah.
let's take a look.
You dropped your baby.
I made a little baby.
Aw.
She's falling apart. Her
Damn
dress
it.
is coming off.
Her dress is coming off.
That's the disgusting old man that Sammy the Scammy the Bull is. Do you hear that shit?
You dropped your baby.
I made a little baby.
Aw.
She's falling apart. Her
Damn
dress
it.
is coming off.
Her dress is coming off. Okay, we have a question about the Joey Merlino podcast. Let's see. I know, I didn't. He keeps bugging about it.
No, I
Hey,
got it.
the wax brio. Sammy, apologize if you already talked about this, but what are your thoughts on the Joey Merlino from Philly and any dealings in the past? And would you ever sit down with him as a guest on his new podcast?
I didn't.
Like that's even possible. It's impossible. He's never going to be a guest on his podcast.
What was Sammy's reply?
Let's hear it.
Know him. I know his father. When there was the war in Philadelphia, I was involved in the war in Philadelphia. I knew his father well. I didn't know him. He talks about rats. Now he's talking about that. I don't know what he's doing. I know his uncle was a rat, and they killed him. So when you're talking about rats, turn around and look at your family, and look at, and look at what you're doing. It's not a rat movie, he's not a rat. I'm not calling him a rat. But you're a boss, supposedly, if you are, and you're doing this. It's a disgrace to Cosa Nostra.
And what he did, not a disgrace to Cosa Nostra. He acts like he's still in the life. This guy's the biggest piece of shit on the internet.
What you're
Well,
doing.
one thing I say about Sammy, Sammy does know the workings of La Cosa Nostra better than most that
Yeah,
are around today.
he knows how to rat on him better than anyone. He knows how to tell. He knows how to get his family involved with drugs. He knows how to kill his brother-in-law. He knows how to kill a 16-year-old innocent kid. Yeah, he knows how to do all that shit. He deserves what he's gonna get, man. And it ain't gonna be on this earth.
Well, look at Sammy. He's not too well, you know. You can tell by looking at him.
Maybe he'll stay in 2023. We can only hope.
If you're a boss, be a boss. You got money, sit back and be a boss. Act like a boss. Or quit. Or rat. So you can come out and talk like everybody else if that's what you want to do.
Now, what's your opinion on that? Do you think he has to quit and rat in order to come on here and be on the internet? Or do you think he was able to walk away from the life and he's able to be on the internet?
Who? Joey?
Merlino, yeah.
I think Joey has walked away and he's able to do what he wants to do.
These guys are angry that he didn't cooperate and he's out here talking.
Right. He did not cooperate. His uncle was not killed, by the way. His uncle
No.
was a rat. Joey admits it. Okay. And the guy died. And Joey told the family, throw him in the garbage.
I mean, that's how he feels. Like, people
Yeah.
are angry about the way he feels. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Let's hear what the rest of this snake bastard got to say.
I don't agree with it. I never badmouthed him. I think everybody's got the right to do what they want to do. But at one point, you got to make up your mind. If you're in the life and you took the oath and you didn't cooperate, I take your word for that, then shut the fuck up and act like a boss. They just did a program on how to be a boss.
Yeah, and you hear the snicker and bitch in the background? listen to the snicker and bitch in the background.
Who's the girl interviewing him?
Some skank. She's no one important. So Sammy was on a program called How to Be a Boss. And he's the one that cooperated against the boss. So I don't know why he would be on that program. He wasn't a boss. He was the one who brung the boss down. So just a little weird to me. Make sure you.
Well, you know, what the fuck? That was on Netflix. I'm going to tell you what. I watched 5 minutes of that fucking show. And I shut it off.
Me too. I was like,
Why
what
the
the fuck
fuck?
is this shit?
Why they got all these rats explaining how to be a boss? They were all rats.
I don't know. I never seen anything like it in my life. Really crazy. Here, let's check it out.
The oath and you didn't cooperate, I take your word for that, then shut the fuck up and act like a boss. They just did a program on how to be a boss. They talked about what John did. You're doing the same fucking thing. So, I don't know. I don't agree with it. I don't dislike him. I think he's talking about sports. If he sticks to that, I still think it's wrong. That's just my opinion of Cosa Nostra. You make a decision. You're going to be in that life or you're not.
Man, sing it.
And he's not going to be in the life. He walked away from the life. Is it hard to believe? Like, is it that hard to believe that he walked away?
No. He
I
was a
don't.
boss. Probably passed on the reins to somebody that we don't know yet. And probably won't know. And that's the way it should be.
I'm sure a lot of people are nervous though because he's on telling stories and things because he probably has a lot of information that could get a lot of people in a lot of trouble. You know, the feds are watching the show 100%. They watch my show, and I'm not nobody.
Yeah, I'm sure they watch them all.
They watch my show because one of the content creators is he's a junior FBI agent. He calls the fucking feds every time he gets a little threat. Like, I've been threatened hundreds of times. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna call the feds. That's just crazy.
Oh, well,
Is what it is, right? Or he will not incriminate anyone. I don't think he ever has. Or he's always been a stand-up guy. There's a lot of people out there that talk shit. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
look, these guys are gonna do what they're gonna do. Okay, it's their only claim to fame now is being on YouTube. They don't have much of a life otherwise.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna make it difficult for him, Ori.
All right, just keep doing what you're doing. But Saturday night, folks, we're gonna have a great show. Okay, I'll do a reading from my book. Don't forget, you got to come up with the contest so somebody could win a book, an autographed copy from me. And so let's think of, you got to think of something, Bill, of a contest. Okay, how many people we got in here now?
56.
56. So it's gone up a little.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna put Ori's link in the description and I'm gonna put it in the chat. Make sure everyone in this chat go over, subscribe to Stories with Ori. Was that Angelo? Angelo? No, that was Joe Tadaro Sr. and Jimmy
Jim,
Koski. Those are the
Jimmy
people we're going to
Cox.
be talking about on Saturday. He's going to be explaining some stories. He held some back so that we have some for Saturday. We don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet. So make sure you come back here on Saturday night. The link is already up. Matter of fact, I'll put the link in the description. I'll put it in the chat right now. So you guys can follow the link and you guys can join us on Saturday night. It's the day before New Year's. We're going to have a good time. We're going to give away a book. We're just going to have some laughs and hang out.
So
And we'll
that's
have
a good time. Yeah. Be
and maybe
awesome.
we'll have
Go
a
ahead, Bill.
special treat for these people.
Okay. All right. I see you guys Saturday evening. God bless you all. Thank you all for coming. And thank everybody there who is subscribed to my channel. I deeply appreciate it. I really do, folks. Thank you. Bill, take care. We'll talk later. All right?
Definitely, man. Thanks,
Take
Ori.
care. Bye-bye.
Later. Thank you all for joining us tonight. I appreciate all you guys. He gets uncomfortable when we talk about me going after the rats, but that's okay because that's what I do, you know. And I'm going to continue to prosper. And shout out to everyone that came out to check out the show. I appreciate you, even the ones that are watching and not commenting. I appreciate you too because you're my biggest fans. Make sure you keep spreading my name and it's only going to get better. And if you like this type of content, hit the like, subscribe, notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like these videos, too fucking bad. Start your own podcast. I appreciate all you guys. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up my Cash App, Chattin with Staxx, or you can hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Stickers, Super Chats, Zelle, all that good stuff. And you know we give back to the community over here. And hope you guys all have a great night. Don't forget to check us out. And remember, don't be a bitch.